Hi everyone, happy Halloween to you all, and I'm Bill, and we're doing something special today, because it's Halloween. I'm thinking, what can I do? I'm a huge horror movie guy. I've been getting into them recently, but not enough to make a video about them. So, what else would be appropriate? I'm thinking, as you all know, I do like musicals, and I do like movies, so I'm thinking, okay, well, what's the best part of the musical? You guessed it, the villain song. And so, in honor of that, I am counting down my top 10 villain songs. Okay, here's the thing. I can't play any clips because, copyright, and I don't want our channel to get hit with a strike, so we're not going to play any clips, but I will put links to all the songs below if you do want to listen to them. And another thing, this is just all my personal opinion, and if you disagree with me, that's fine. This is America. You can disagree with me if you want. It's just my own personal opinion. And you know what? List your songs in the comments. Tell me what you think, and list your songs in the comments. Maybe we have the same list, maybe we have different lists. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started. Coming in at number 10, The World's Greatest Criminal Mind from The Great Mouse Detective. I think this is a very underrated villain song. You really don't see this on a lot of villain song lists. The song is sung by the villain, Professor Ratigan, who is voiced by the late, great Vincent Price. And it's just so great because you can hear Ratigan, unlike other Disney villains who have motivations, he's just evil for the sake of being evil. And just when he sings that song, you could tell Vincent Price is just having so much fun. He's just evil and for the sake of being evil, and he's just enjoying every minute of it. And it's not just Price, also the backup singers. They're, when they go to Ratigan, the world's greatest criminal mind. It's just such a fun song. It's one of those villain songs that's not just intimidating, it's also fun. And what I find funny is during one of the chorus, one of goes to Ratigan, the world's greatest rat. And he goes, "What did you call me?" And then they put him, I think it was near a cat or something, and the cat just ate that guy. And he goes, "Anyway, what were you singing?" And they just go back to singing the song. It's just so wonderful, and it's just such an enjoyable song. Okay, coming in at number 9. This Jesus Must Die from Jesus Christ Superstar. Okay, now I know what you're all thinking. Wait a minute, why isn't Heaven on Their Minds on this list? Okay, it's a good song, but I just don't think it works in this context, because we're supposed to sympathize more with Judas, and he's not really singing about any motivation. He's just saying, hey, Jesus, you might want to stop this before they kill you. Yeah, well, this Jesus Must Die, it's sung by Caiaphas, the priest and the Pharisees, as they are planning to think about how are they going to stop Jesus from spreading his teachings. And it starts off with, and just like the tempo changes of the song, it starts off very slow and menacing, and then it just changes to a rock beat, and then it goes into this mid-tempo, and then throughout the song, they decide, okay, let's just straight up kill him. And just how they're saying that he's dangerous, and they're just planning the whole thing, it's fantastic. And I think it's a very underrated song throughout the movie. Okay, let's go to number 8. Mean Green Mother from Outer Space from Little Shop of Horrors. Okay, this song is sung by Audrey 2, who is the plant. And when Seymour finds out that Audrey 2 is actually an alien that wants to eat and kill people. And the song is sung during the fight between Seymour and Audrey 2. And fun fact, that song was not actually in the original play. It was written strictly for the movie. And as Levi Stubbs from the Four Tops does the voice of Audrey 2, and he does that song perfectly. It's a nice R&B tempo song. And this was actually the big screen debut of the great Alan Menken and Howard Ashman, before they became employed by the Mouse. Before they became employed by Disney. And it's a fun song. It's really enjoyable. Okay, coming in at number 7. Speaking of Alan Menken and Howard Ashman, number 7 is their first Disney. It's from their first Disney movie, Poor Unfortunate Souls from The Little Mermaid. The song goes when Ariel has to go to Ursula to figure out how is she going to get Prince Eric and make her human. So Ursula just has one request: her voice. And what's fascinating about the song is that it starts off dum, 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 dum. It starts off very slow and intimidating, like a waltz, and it's mellow, but then it just goes crazy. And it's just keeps you on the edge of your seat at all time. It's just a crap load of crazy. And it eventually ends with Ariel giving her voice. And that's why I like that. Okay, coming in at number 6. Phantom of the Opera from Phantom of the Opera. Okay, so it's sung when Christine meets the Phantom for the first time, when he basically comes out of the shadows, and it's a song just basically what he is and how he's introducing himself. And this is the first introduction to him, and I think it's a great introduction. And just the music, it's just the overture against the dun 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 dun. It's just, and it's like we see this mysterious figure from the shadows. And listen, I know why I say, okay, why is not Music on the Night on the list? I don't really consider Music of the Night a villain song because he's not really singing about any motivation, and it's kind of too lighthearted. I like the song, but I just don't think it's appropriate for this list. Okay, number 5. Okay, we have a little bit of a cop-out, but my list, my rules. We have a tie, but they're both from the same movie. Oogie Boogie Song and Kidnap the Santa Claus from The Nightmare Before Christmas. Okay, now why did I put this? Okay, the reason why I put them both on the list is, one, because I think they both fit perfectly, and I couldn't really decide which one I wanted to put on, so screw it, just put both. Okay, let's start with Oogie Boogie Song. Oogie Boogie Song is more of a traditional villain song, and I think why it's just so interesting is because throughout the movie, we just keep hearing about who Oogie Boogie is. We see the shadow, but then we see basically our introduction to him. Because we don't know who he is. We just keep seeing, this. We just keep hearing about him. We're seeing his shadow. And the song starts off, the whole song is like a 1930s Cab Calloway jazzy type song. It starts off dum, 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 and then you hear that trumpet saxophone riff, the doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, and you see him just taunting Santa Claus, and the lyrics are kind of just like him bullying him, but like there were lyrics that you actually have to go listen to the soundtrack. They're not in the movies, talking about how he's gonna put him in a stew or something. Yeah. So, yeah, moving on to the other number 5, Kidnap the Santa Claus. This one, I wanted to put it on here because the lyrics are just so sadistic. Well, you know, Oogie Boogie song is all fun and good, and, you know, he talks about taunting him, but here they're talking about, Lock, Shock, and Barrel are singing about what are they going to do with him. They're singing about they're singing about killing him, they're singing about blowing him up, they're singing about boiling him alive. And the funny thing is, it's just like 3 kids who are just randomly singing about killing Santa Claus. It's just so messed up, but it's messed up in such a fun way. And you can see that Danny Elfman really put a lot of details into these lyrics. And it's a blast, both of those songs. Okay. Number 4. I apologize. Number 4. Sweet Transvestite from the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Now, this song is sung by Dr. Frankenfurter when we meet him for the very first time. When Brad and Janet are scared when they're in the house, and then he comes down in the elevator and sings a song to introduce himself. What makes this interesting is that he's not really singing about who he is, he's more about what he is. And just the shock on their face is just so entertaining. And Tim Curry, who plays Frankenfurter, just knocks it out of the park. His movements, his voice. I think they just picked the right choice for that. Okay, coming in at number 3. My Friends from Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street. Okay. This song is sung by the scene that Sweeney gets his barbershop back. And he finally gets reunited with his old razors, and he's singing about what he's going to do. And as he's just planning his revenge. And the melody is just so strangely and bizarrely mellow. Like, you know, there are times that Sweeney has to hit a couple high notes, but most of the time, it's just very mellow, and it makes the song more menacing. Now, this is my favorite song in the show. I know a lot of people would probably say, why isn't Pretty Women on the list? You know, the song he's singing with the judge just about when he's trying to kill him. I just personally like this song more, and I think just any song Sweeney sings in this musical, you can count as a villain song. This is just my personal favorite. And what I like is how Mrs. Lovett, played by Helena Bonham Carter, is saying how she's joining in him on his revenge scheme. Okay. Coming in at number 2. Be Prepared from The Lion King. Okay, I know, predictable, blah, 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 shut up. Okay. This song used to terrify me as a kid. But now it's just, as Doug Walker put it, enjoyably menacing. The song starts with Scar, you know, singing about how he's planning to kill Mufasa. How it starts off mellow, and then it just, again, like all these villain songs, they just build up. And it turns into these freaking spectacle with green and steam just blowing out. And the hyenas marching, how they're, you know, singing about how they're going to kill Mufasa. It's great. And the original version of that was much better than the one in the remake. It was just half-assed. And so impressive in this one, Jim Cummings actually, you know, for those of you who don't know, actually filled in for Jeremy Irons in the last minute or so because Jeremy Irons' voice gave out. And I think is one of the best villain songs because it's singing about murder, which you really don't really hear a lot about in Disney movies. And yeah, awesome song. Okay, number 1. Hellfire from The Hunchback of Notre Dame. This song is just, wow. It is just, the song is sung by Judge Claude Frollo, who is fallen in love with the gypsy Esmeralda, and thinking that she's been tempted that she is basically a demon to tempt him, as claiming that he's a good Christian. And just as he's trying to fight these feelings, insert Oreo Speedwagon joke here, it just starts off with a slow thing, praying to the Virgin Mary, thinking, oh God, please, you know I'm a righteous man. And then, again, builds up, best part of the song, the choir, it sounds phenomenal. It's just, the choir breaks out to the faceless, hooded monks, as he's like arguing with them during the song. I'm like, wow, this is just so, it's so intimidating. And just, again, the choir and the orchestra sounds fantastic. And the melody of the song of Hellfire is the doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo. It's interesting because we hear it in different forms in the movie. In the beginning, we hear it in its neutral form with the song The Bells of Notre Dame. And we also hear it, before we hear the actual hell. It's so interesting how it contradicts with the other song, Heaven's Light, which is the song that's sung right before it. It's because it kind of gives the two different views of Esmeralda. How Quasimodo views her as an angel, and Frollo views her basically as the devil. And it's just interesting, and if you hear during the chants, those are chants that are heard, those are old Latin Gregorian Catholic chants. And it makes it really authentic. And it's also a good description of the villain. Because Frollo, he's not an evil king or an evil prince or anything. Because there are people like this who do horrible things, but yet they're doing it, they believe they're doing the right thing because they're doing it for God. And they make him complex. Hellfire is not just a song. It's also, I would say, it's also a character dissection, because you're hearing about Frollo's character. That he's more than just a bad guy. He's not just a basic take over the world bad guy. They make him very complex, and I think they just do an excellent job. And with that is my top 10 villain song list. I hope you enjoyed. Again, if you disagree, that's totally cool. Just, if you have a link, just comment below and tell me what are your villain songs. Again, links are going to be in the description below because I had to be careful because of copyright. So guys, I hope you're enjoying your Halloween. If any trick-or-treaters don't come, just enjoy the candy you have left over. And again, happy Halloween. And all I can say is like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.